Hi everyone and welcome back to Barker-Stargazer's YouTube channel. If I've timed this correctly, this should be my first video back in 2026. So Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great Christmas and great time with your families. This make that I'm doing today came out of nowhere. Literally, I got a customization request 8 days before Christmas asking if I could create this Rainbow Pup from Blue's Clues. I mean, it was for a woman's small child, so how could I say no? But what I didn't have to do was up the ante and say, let me see if I can actually get it done and to you for Christmas. I mean, she didn't even ask for it for Christmas, but I'm the one who threw that up there. Now, I was fairly confident that I could pull this pattern together really quickly because looking at the pup, this is the reference image I used, the body part I could take from my AI to reality lion, and the snout and mouth I could take from my AI to reality dragon. So all that was really needed was colour matches for these pieces, and I was fairly confident that I could build up the head, paws and ears without much trouble at all. However, my stash was completely empty by this point because I'd done a great job at bringing my stash down before Christmas, so I had to head back to my yarn store and buy a full rainbow of colours. Now, I am very confident that these colours have worked lovely together, especially with this body piece, as my nana said they looked absolutely beautiful while I was crocheting them in her company. As I said, I was able to use the snout and mouth pieces from my dragon, so it's just a case of crocheting them in the correct shades. Now, for the pieces I did need to design, I opted to actually make mock-ups first in a completely different yarn, and this was mainly for the reason that there were going to be so many colour changes involved. I didn't want to complicate the design process by putting those colour changes in as I designed. So I actually still have some of these pieces stored in a drawer here. Now for the paws, I opted to do tapestry technique to get the toe beans and the foot pad in. I thought as this was going to a small child, the less pieces that needed to be sewn on, the better, keeping it all in as much as one coherent piece as could be, because you know how kids pick at everything. So I mean, this way less to pick at, I guess. Oh, I absolutely love how these paws came out. I mean, that is definitely being saved as a pattern piece. I think that could come in handy for other stuff down the line. And from the bottom pads of each foot, I built the top of the foot up and then into the legs. All four used the same pattern, they just had different colour combinations, as each of these four legs does have a different combination. Now, I didn't actually have that problem with the ears. While I still did mock one up in cream, both ears have the exact same stripes of colours. Well, at least they do in my reference picture. I hope that was a good reference picture. Now, once I had assembled this guy or girl, I realised I'd forgotten the red nose. So I just quickly mocked up one of them and sewed it on place. Sewed it in place even. And I also created crochet eyes because, again, with it going to a young child, I didn't want to risk safety eyes coming out. So here is an image of it assembled the first time I completed it. And as you can see, it looks kind of goofy. So I took off the front legs and the head. And what I actually did was make the body shorter. I took about 4 rows off the top and then reattached it. And then I made sure when I reattached the front legs that I put them directly underneath the chin. And as you can see, that's worked out a lot better. It's always amazing when you just change just such tiny details on some things that it could just throw a piece completely off or just bring it back. Now, normally with my plushie pieces, I like to put some support in so the pieces can sit. Because my children are older, so that's something that they do like. Now, normally what I use cake dowels or I use flexible curling rods, but as this is going to such a young child, I've opted not to do any of that. And the pictures I sent to Mum before I sent them off, I did show that it could completely flop about. So yeah, so she knew what she was getting. Oh, and it did turn out really cute, didn't it? You can't deny it. It's a cutie, whether it is a girl or a boy, I have no idea. But I could not be happier because even though I got this in the post on Christmas Eve, it actually arrived with its new owner on Christmas Eve. So that little girl got what she was after for Christmas morning, and that I could not be happier with. So thank you, Royal Mail. Yeah, so like I said, it was a busy run up till Christmas, but it was worth it. I've had my break now, and here you go. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.